Hey guys, Nikolai here. Before we begin, I'd like to tell you about the sponsor of today's video, Cats. This mobile game allows you to jump into the World Championship of Fighting Machines, and you need to build your ultimate battle card to reach the last stage called Crash Arena. You play as a mean street cat and fight against real players all around the world. You can join gangs and fight to conquer cities with your friends to earn special rewards. And of course you can customize your car and your driver's appearance by putting on different outfits and hats. Get online and start building your battle card today by downloading Cats with the link in the description. Now with that being said, let's jump into the video. Whenever I see the topic of toxic game communities come up, I almost always, without fail, see someone mention League of Legends. And if you just play a handful of competitive league matches, you understand that toxic players are quite common in this game. Now, what about the highest level of League of Legends? We've probably heard stories of very toxic, high-ranked players.
This is bannable.
But what about the players that are so good that they play in professional teams for League of Legends Esports? Well, honestly, they're pretty toxic too.
We're actually going to be doing a little bit of a Astro listen in with Team Solo Mid.
Darius is fat, dude. Just call him fat guy too. Fat guy too. You're fat. You're fat. You're fat. No, you're fat, dude.
In all major sports, there has to be rules in place to prevent toxic environments. That carries over to esports as well. I think a lot of you watching might be familiar with someone named I Will Dominate, popular streamer and an early comer to the League of Legends professional scene. While something you may not know is that he was actually one of the first players, if not the first in the LCS, to get a very significant punishment for toxic behavior. In 2012, through tribunals and the decisions of the esports departments at Riot Games, Dominic was given penalties for, quote, persistent tendencies to engage in verbal abuse and insults, his treatment of less skilled players, and his lack of cordial demeanor. And like I said, his punishment wasn't anything light. Quoting from the ruling itself, I Will Dominate is ineligible to play in the League of Legends Championship Series for a period of 1 year. In addition, all other existing accounts used by I Will Dominate are permanently banned. Of course, today I Will Dominate is a very successful streamer and has learned from the mistakes he's made and isn't toxic anymore.
Holy shit, dude, Dom. Dom is like way too toxic, man. I make your family's salary in 2 streams. Wow.
Now, the reason I mentioned the 1-year ban of Dominic first is because this event set a precedent and showed other players that there could be serious consequences for toxic behavior. But hey, rules are made to be broken, like buildings or people. League of Legends is kind of a funny game, in the sense that although you rely so heavily to work as a team in order to win, which is the reason you play the game, being toxic toward your teammates could potentially make them play worse and cause you to lose the game. But despite that fact, unlike other games, League of Legends players are most toxic toward their teammates and barely ever toxic to their opponents. However, people rage quit, waste their summoners, and of course say mean words to their teammates in solo queue or casual games all the time. But what about being such a legend that you decide to do all of these things live, on stage in a competitive esports event? Meet Vasily. I've talked about him in the past. He's actually currently banned from playing professional League of Legends because he kind of assaulted his girlfriend on stream because he was mad over League of Legends. Yeah, he's one of those guys.
他把我心态比我。
你屏蔽他呀！你下回看到这种人直接屏蔽。你跟人家今儿也在直播呢，让别人一看你可使可二了。
Regardless, prior to that, instead of raging in his home, he was having temper tantrums on stage. Unfortunately, the broadcast did not show his point of view, but here we go. Vasily's team is currently down 4 to 14 kills, and he is currently thinking of how he can bring this game back. And so he does the 200 IQ play of using his ult, flash, and heal all at the same time. A play like this is very risky and can often make you lose your internet connection. So with Vasily being unable to connect, his team had to surrender. But it doesn't end there. Vasily is still angry that he missed his ult.
Tripping, bro. You tripping.
Although if he was aiming for Alistar, it seems it was pretty close. So he does what any other angry adult would do and smashes his keyboard and his monitor. They didn't show this on the stream, but you can hear it.
拿下了这场比赛胜利。
这个
这比较尴尬，确实前期 LD 节奏太好了，
差了一些，但是，就从各个上面点来说的话，就下路在就比较靠近结束的这段时间里面，确实。
Among other consequences, this resulted in a $7,000 fine. And obviously I can't show you every esport player that has ever been toxic, because we would be here a while. Although here's some honorable mentions. Or dishonorable, I guess. So, with the conclusion that whether you're Bronze 5 or I guess now Iron 4 or one of the top players at Worlds, we're all just at least a little bit toxic. But even that brings up the question of why are League of Legends players toxic? I've looked online to see if I can find some sort of psychological study, but I had no luck in my search. So, Mama always told me to be the change I wanted to see in the world. She never actually said that, but anyway, my name is Nikolai and today I present to you the psychological backings of why League of Legends players are toxic. Here's what I got. League of Legends is a 5v5 game, and depending on your luck, there should be one individual human behind each player. And this alone is already part of the issue. Team games can tend to be toxic environments in general, if you're not mature or don't have a relationship with your teammates. Because some players believe themselves to be more important than others or simply want things to go their way. If everything is going well, then everything's going well. But if something is going wrong, then that player who thinks they can do no wrong and thinks they're gonna carry the game is instantly thinking of how his teammate is making mistakes and that they know what they should have done, etc, etc. But check this out. I found this in my history book. If you look at any old Tyler 1 videos where he is deciding to run it down mid or just being overly toxic in general, most of these situations stem from someone on his team doing something he doesn't like or wouldn't do.
I have to flash this? God damn it. I have to dodge this. Hope I can't dodge it. Blink. Got blue. What the? Well, if my team would have played it a little bit better.
I don't usually put my own opinion out there, but I'm kind of a firm believer that the way you play League of Legends says a lot about you in real life. And this goes further than just what role or lane you choose to play. I mean things from being a selfish player, giving up when things don't go your way, and not listening to teammates are all traits that could easily translate into real life characteristics. That's why I also believe there isn't really a solution to stop people from being toxic. At the end of the day, it's an online game with real people. And some of those real people are just kind of dickheads. That's why all Riot can really do is continue to not encourage that behavior and ban people who show too much of it. But alright, my toxic friends, thank you for watching my video. If you liked what you saw and you want to see more videos like this in the future, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell button to be notified when I post my next video. And special thanks again to Cats for sponsoring this video. Make sure to check out the link in the description. But most of all, thank you so much for watching, and I promise, I'm going to start uploading a lot more. Peace.